CMPSC156 at UC Santa Barbara. This is the third in a series of videos on how we go through the software design lifecycle. In this video, we have assigned ourselves an issue. We've dragged it into the in progress column. We've created a branch. This is the step where I'm actually going to make a change to the front end, a very simple change. So let's do a get status and show that we're on the branch here for S21 staff add instructions to personal schedule page. I'm going to bring up VS Code, and this is going to be a very simple change. We've already identified the file in which the change is going to be made. The change is going to be to add right here some text, and I believe the text is already spelled out for us over here on the issue itself, so we can go to the issue and yeah, I think that's the text we want. So I'm going to paste that text into a paragraph tag. Personal schedule page intended to a place where students, faculty, staff can plan out a schedule of courses for a particular quarter. And that's good enough for now. We might expand on it later, but this is simply a small issue that we can use as an example of the life cycle. So that's all I'm going to put in there. Now we want to see if it works. So I'll come over here and I'll make two tabs in this terminal window, one for my back end. So here I will do maven spring boot run. And then over here I will cd into the JavaScript directory. If this is the first time I'm doing any work on this particular project, I would need to do an npm install. I don't need to do that in this case because I've already worked on this project in the past. So I think I can just do npm start. And over here, it's running the back end. And it's going on through. And let's see. OK, now this just happened because the front end window will automatically start up a browser window on localhost 3000. So that's what happened there. Here I see started demo application, so that seems to be working fine. So let's see if this is going to come up. And there we are. This came up just fine. And I can go to the personal schedule page, and I can see there's my text. The personal schedule page is intended as a place where students can plan out a schedule of courses for a particular quarter. Great. So my change is there. It looks good. What I'm going to do now is come back over and Control-C my back end and my front end. And just out of due diligence, I'm going to do maven test and to make sure I run the back end tests. And here I'm going to do npm test to run the front end tests. And let's see what happens here. In the back end window, it's still chugging away. Front end window is still chugging away. In the front end window, when you run npm test, at first it will only run tests, sort of a small subset of the tests that it thinks are related to the change you just made. So you can see that it's running app and schedule because those are the files impacted by the change that I made. Schedule is the file that I directly edited. App imports the schedule file. So it ran those two tests. Those all passed. If I then wanted to run the full test suite, I can type A to run all tests. So we'll do that while we check on the back-end tests. Back-end tests are still running. Takes a while to get through all of those. But I expect they will all pass. So let's assume that all of the tests pass for now. I'm going to open a third, or actually I guess new terminal window. Better yet, let me go in and just open Command-T on Mac will open another tab. The nice thing is that that tab will already be in the same directory. So I can do a get status, I can do a get add on JavaScript, and I could type out the full file name here by just using my tab key, but I could also just any directory along the way. If all the files in there are ones that I want to be in my commit, I can just do that. So there I've got the file. I'll now do a get commit -m, PC, my initials at the beginning, hyphen. By the way, if I were working with a pair, if I were working with Brian Turris, I'd do BC/BT. but I'm working by myself. So PC and then a hyphen, then a space, add instructions to personal schedule page. And then I will do a get push origin and then copy my branch name, which is right here. And I believe that this is probably the only commit I'll need to make, so I'm ready for a pull request. There, conveniently for me, is the URL that I would need to make that pull request. So let me open up a browser tab, and here is where I will make that pull request. But I'm going to do the details of that in a separate video, because in this video I just want to concentrate on the things that you would do to get to the point of making that pull request. Let me just come back and check on the tests here. So these are backend tests. Let's scroll all the way to the bottom. And I see 297 tests were run, 0 failures, 0 errors, 0 skipped. This means that when I make the pull request, I expect the backend tests will probably all pass. Over here is where I ran the front-end tests, and again, they all passed. If I wanted to take it a step further, I could do npm run coverage. This would check the test coverage of my front-end tests, and what we're hoping for is 100% down the line, or very close to 100%. You don't have to reach 100% as long as the test coverage doesn't go down, but it tends to be the case that we have had 100% statement and branch coverage. You can see we're a little bit below 100 over here, but I believe this will probably pass on CI. As long as you don't make the test coverage percentage go down, it'll pass. So I think we're good. So we will end the video here, and in the next video I'll talk to you about making a pull request.